You're looking at a live view of the Dragon Endeavour spacecraft as we await its departure from the International Space Station on its way back to planet Earth. We expect Endeavour to push away from the space station at 11:05 a.m. Pacific or 19:05 GMT with our Crew-2 astronauts, including NASA astronauts Shane Kimbrough and Megan McArthur, JAXA astronaut Aki Hoshide, and ESA astronaut Thomas Pesquet.
Once Dragon departs the station, the crew's flight home is expected to last just a little more than 8 hours. About an hour and a half of that journey will be dedicated to a fly-around maneuver where the Crew-2 astronauts will make a full loop around the station to take photographs of the outside of the orbiting lab. Upon completion of the fly-around, Dragon will use its Draco engines to thrust away from the station in a series of carefully choreographed maneuvers, or 4 departure burns, to increase the distance between the spacecraft and the space station. Dragon will also execute a phasing burn to lower its orbit and line the spacecraft up with its landing location. The Dragon ingress operations you can see now are underway. We're about 20 minutes to hatch closure, and then from there it'll be about 2 hours until Dragon departs. Right now what you're looking at is a camera that's positioned inside the Node 2, that's the forward module, the Harmony module, and it's pointed straight up towards the space-facing side of the International Space Station up to PMA-3, Pressurized Mating Adapter 3, now getting views inside the Dragon. Pilot and commander, that's Shane Kimbrough and Megan McArthur. From this view, Shane Kimbrough on the left, Megan McArthur on the right, already in their suits in position. They are suited up. The mission specialists will be suited up here shortly as they are all getting prepped.
SpaceX Endeavour putting hatch closure in work.
And there you go. Hatch closure is just moments away.
SpaceX copies.
SpaceX
Hatch
copies.
closure in work.
Hatch closure in work.
And again, that'll be the first hatch, Dragon hatch. Once that's closed, we'll wrap up our coverage and allow the crew some time to close the remaining hatches. The A-Pass being another station hatch that creates the vestibule that would be depressurized. The part that you see Mark Vandehei in right now, that won't be depressurized. That's the pressurized mating adapter. But on towards the screen a little bit is the Node 2 hatch, Node 2 Zenith, or space-facing hatch. That's the third hatch. That'll be closed. From there, Mark Vandehei will move over to the cupola, and it'll be his job to monitor Dragon's departure as well as the fly-around maneuver, and he'll remain in that position until they exit the approach ellipsoid. There's 2 imaginary circles around the International Space Station. One of them is the keep-out sphere. They will back up. Here's a fantastic graphic. Back up to about the keep-out sphere, which is about 180 to 220. It's going to keep within that 40 or so meter range, and it'll essentially fly around the International Space Station, going to the from the zenith or the top facing to the aft or the back, and then just make one complete loop from 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock around the International Space Station. The whole time, the Dragon's nose cone will be open, and they have a window at the very front. Well, the crew will be taking pictures right out the window. They'll make a full loop. That'll take about an hour and a half before they do 2 departure burns that will send them outside the keep-out sphere and the approach ellipsoid and begin the journey home. It'll only be a couple of hours there, and we'll provide continuous coverage as they do those departure burns. There's also a departure phase burn that allows them to shift the phasing from essentially co-elliptic with the International Space Station, or pretty much right underneath, to the phasing that allows them to line up with the primary landing zone, and that is, of course, Pensacola, Florida for today. The deorbit burn is going to be a hefty one, a 16.5-minute burn. They'll fire those. Once they do that, they are committed to land in Pensacola, Florida.
SpaceX Endeavour, hatch is closed, PPRV ISO valve is open.
SpaceX copies. Hatch
SpaceX
closed,
copies.
and
Hatch closed,
PPRV
and
ISO valve is in the
PPRV ISO
expected
valve is in
position.
the expected position. All hooks are open and
we have confirmation of separation.
Endeavour copies.
Dragon has started to push itself away from the station. And with that, Shane, Megan, Aki, and Thomas have completed their journey aboard the International Space Station.
Station on 2, Dragon separation visually confirmed.
Houston copies and kickers. Endeavour copies.
And we're following along as the Crew Dragon Endeavour is backing away from the International Space Station.
We're going to go to waypoint, and messages are doffing suits.
SpaceX copies. And go to 1, and the MSs are doffing suits. We will transition cameras to external only if desired.
Right now we're in a 50-second burn, the first of 4 to fly around the International Space Station.
This is a great view of the forward hatch. Of course, the nose cone is configured into the open position, as we can see, but we can also see the 4 Draco thrusters located there on the forward hatch. These are what are utilized in order to move Dragon away from station. Those are the 4 larger circles in a rectangular shape there around the hatch.
Endeavour, SpaceX's go for deorbit entry and landing.
Copy, go for deorbit entry and landing. Good news.
The deorbit sequence has started right on time. So we had a confirmed claw separation and trunk separation. Dragon is now in an orientation with the forward bulkhead Dracos pointed where they need to be for this very critical burn, the deorbit burn. We've been waiting for this moment for quite some time. A lot of the departure burns that we've been following over the past couple of hours have been really in anticipation of this moment. We've been following weather all along the way because once we start this deorbit burn, really there's no going back. That means that the Dragon itself is committed to return back to Earth. Drogues deployed. Confirmation. That'll slow us down from 350 miles an hour to 120 miles an hour.
Dragon, visual on 2 healthy drogues, descent rate nominal.
Copy, great news.
So in about 30 seconds, the main chutes are going to come out. There are 4 of them, and they deploy at about 6,500 feet. Oh, Gary, look at this. This is an excellent view of the drogue parachutes.
There it is. Drogue separation, main chute deploy. We'll wait for confirmation of 4 healthy mains.
Visual on 4 healthy mains, descent rate nominal.
Copy, great news, 1,000 meters.
We copy 1,000.
You really can't ask for anything better. We got confirmation of, you heard on the loops there, 4 healthy mains. Descent rate is nominal. That means we are expecting splashdown 3 minutes from now. Visually, you can see one of the mains taking slightly longer to inflate.
Meters.
But the teams are tracking that as a nominal inflation rate, and the descent rate is as expected. We do have 4 healthy mains, and we are expecting an on-time splashdown.
600 meters.
We copy 6.
So 600 meters. This is a better shot of those 4 healthy main parachutes attached to the Dragon spacecraft Endeavour as it continues to descend.
400 meters.
The rate is as expected, 400 meters from splashdown. $300 meters.
200 meters, brace.
We copy 200 and bracing.
Standing by for confirmation of splashdown.
Splashdown.
SpaceX C splashdown and mains release.
Copy, we heard the main.
Endeavour, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home to planet Earth.
Hey, Chris, It's great to be back to planet Earth. Thanks to the NASA and JAXA teams. It was an honor to represent you and work with your family. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:33 p.m. Pacific, 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 4 astronauts of Crew 2, Shane Kimbrough, Megan MacArthur, Aki Hoshide, and Thomas Pesquet now safely returned to Earth.
But it looks like they have plenty of lighting. And this is the second time that this particular capsule has landed.
Right.
So this capsule Endeavour was used as part of the Demonstration 2 mission last year, flying Bob and Doug, and it has splashed down and been recovered once before, so this is not its first rodeo.
Really a testament to the capability of these American spacecraft that are rotating crews to and from the International Space Station as part of these expeditions. It is truly an international team. From the camera views that you're seeing right now on board the Go Navigator is teams representing NASA, SpaceX, European Space Agency, and the Japanese Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, all of them on board. Truly an international government and commercial joint effort to make something like this possible. So again, it's going to take some time. We're shooting for less than an hour to bring the Dragon Endeavour onto the recovery ship and to open up the hatches and egress the crew, or take them out and bring them onto the medical facilities. We do have a call-in from Leah Cheshire, NASA Communications, who's on the Go Navigator recovery ship and was able to witness the re-entry and splashdown of Crew Dragon Endeavour. Leah, if you can hear me, tell us about your experience in, witnessing Dragon Endeavour splash down, bringing a crew home from the International Space Station for the second time.
I can hardly explain how amazing this experience has been. Right now, as you said, I'm on Go Navigator. Right now, I'm at the looking forward to the fast boat towards the spacecraft. We were standing on top of the helipad where we just landed at about 9 p.m. Central, or 9 p.m. Eastern time, and so we stood back of the helipad watching the crew members streak through the atmosphere. It truly looked like a meteor, and actually at the exact same time we spotted the crew members, we did see a meteorite in the sky. So it was an incredible moment, and I was standing next to NASA astronaut Shannon Walker, who she herself just completed this journey 6 or 7 months ago as a member of the Crew-1 spacecraft and mission. And so it's been an incredible night here on Go Navigator. We can't ask for better conditions. It's wonderful temperatures. The sea is very smooth and glassy almost. And so things are just moving really smoothly here, and teams are executing everything necessary on board.
All right, that was Leah Cheshire on board the Go Navigator recovery vessel, now heading back to inside the Crew Dragon. We're getting those views right over the shoulder. The crew standing by, helmet visors up, really just in a waiting posture as we're waiting for the fast boats and the teams out there to rig the Crew Dragon Endeavour with the proper equipment to hoist the capsule itself up onto the Go Navigator spacecraft, where you just heard Leah Cheshire and the remaining recovery teams are waiting for, of course, the series of medical checks and of course, the personnel representing each of the space agencies, NASA, European Space Agency, JAXA, as well as SpaceX.
See the person that is on the capsule itself. That is the rigger. We just got confirmation that the rigging has been completed. Now they are essentially securing the Dragon capsule to all of the rigging hardware that was attached to safely lift it up and out of the water and onto the recovery vessel.
And we're seeing motion of the A-frame now, getting into position. The rigger making the final attachments necessary.
Dragon, SpaceX, brace for capsule lift.
Copy, brace.
There he goes, as expected, jumped into the water. His job complete, attaching the all of the connection points to Crew Dragon Endeavour, making sure that it is stable as the A-frame itself, using hydraulic lifts, hoists Crew Dragon Endeavour out of the water onto that circular frame there you see at the base of the ship. That is the Dragon Nest.
And Garrett, we are we're slightly ahead of schedule. We were expecting Dragon lift to begin at L plus 38 minutes. It is L plus 30 minutes now. So things continuing to go smoothly as part of Crew-2's return and recovery.
Seem to get better and more efficient with each mission.
Dragon, stand by for side hatch opening and egress. Next call will be from the recovery team. Crew-2, congratulations. Mission control, send it off.
Hey, thanks again, Chris, to you and your team. We'll see you guys soon.
Oh, this is
Live views inside Endeavour. Wonderful. Getting all 4 crew members thumbs up. They are feeling good. Live streamed from on the recovery boat. Spectacular. The first crew member being egressed from Crew Dragon Endeavour. Got witness some applause there from some of the recovery personnel as well. And we got confirmation that was Megan MacArthur. That was the pilot of the Crew-2 mission, the first crew member egressed from inside Crew Dragon Endeavour. Next out is Commander Shane Kimbrough. Outside of Crew Dragon Endeavour, being translated over to the stretcher per nominal procedure. Waves, smiles on his face. A fantastic journey. 199 days in space, splashing down on time.
And here comes the third member to egress the capsule. This is Aki Hoshide. Some fist bumps and smiles from Aki. Again, after 199 days in space, return to Earth.
All crew members flashing the peace sign for Crew-2. I love it.
And that leaves one more member inside of Dragon. That is Thomas Pesquet of the European Space Agency. And here comes Thomas.
That's the ESA doc on board, checking in with Thomas Pesquet. There you go. Everybody flashing the Crew-2. I love it.
Yes.